What's happening? What's going on? How y'all doing? Everybody all right? Yeah. Y'all can put y'all hands together first. Little energy, little energy, little energy, little energy. Yeah. For everybody virtually, what's happening? My name is Marcus D. Wiley. First of all, I want to give a shout out to WorkFaith. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing me to come do what I do at this great event, helping folk find jobs. I think I'm going to talk about that a little later. It's just good seeing people. I've been doing a lot of virtual shows, and good part about doing things virtually, you don't have to dress all the way up. I know y'all didn't even think men wore halter tops, but that's what I've been doing shows in, just little crop tops and stuff like that. And, had to make this money, got to get it. Because I didn't save, old men used to tell me back in the day, make sure you save some money for a rainy day. That's what they would say, save money for a rainy day. And I did. I was a good steward of my money, but I didn't have money saved for a rainy year, because that's what we in now, a rainy year. Yeah, so I had to get back on the road, risk contracting COVID, all that good stuff, just to feed my family. But nevertheless, I'm happy to be here, Oh, this is where I want to start today. I feel it's appropriate for the job fair. Tell you a little bit about how I got to the jobs that I have attained, I have acquired thus far. Let me take you back 1991. 1991, I was a senior graduating at the best school in Houston. Actually, it's in Missouri City. It's called Willow Ridge High School. I was a senior there, Willow Ridge High, and I played basketball. I hooped. You could tell in my stature, I got game. I mean, I ain't got to put it out there. You see it. Some things you ought to have discernment, and you already know that I was good. Nevertheless, I was about 5'8", though, 5'8". I was 5'8", and we had a terrible motivational speaker who came in, and he gave these statistics about there are over 144,000 colleges, and there are maybe 12 to 13 people on each team, and so your chances of making the NBA are like 0.0000. He's supposed to be a motivational speaker, but he tore us down. He really tore me down. And so I became an athletic trainer. The trainer at Willow Ridge High School shared with me, that he could get me a full scholarship, and he did not lie. However, it was a test you had to take back in the day. I don't know if they still take these tests, but the test was called SAT, an SAT exam. You had to take it, right? And in order for me to receive my scholarship, all I needed to make was a 720. That's it. All I needed to make was a 720, receive a full scholarship. I had offers from UT, I had offers from A&M, North Tech, pretty much all the Texas schools had offers from. And so I took the test, took the SAT, ladies and gentlemen, and when I took the test, first time I took the test, I made a 600. 600. Look at y'all judging me. I feel it. In my spirit. You judge me like, yeah, 600. Because that's what the people were doing. They was like, oh, you get 200 just for putting your name on the page. They were saying all that, trying to make me feel dumb. And so I took it again. And when I took it again, I made a 660. 660, yeah. I increased, but it wasn't enough. And so my coach was like, well, man, maybe you may want to try the ACT. That's another test, ACT. And I took the ACT. Back in my day, you had to make an 18 on the ACT. I made a 16. And so, it was terrible. Had all these offers. Couldn't accept any of them. These schools rejected me. They shooed me away. Nevertheless, I had a good coach, and he helped me get a scholarship at a community college. Back in my day, we call them junior colleges, called Angelina Community College in Lufkin, Texas. Now, y'all didn't want to go there, but this is when I realized sometimes, it's the places that you don't want to go are going to be the places that's going to really prepare you, that's going to propel you for what you're going to be. And so I get to, I met Angelina, and I remember that summer before we went to college, all my boys was going to places like Notre Dame, Miami, Nebraska. Then they get to me, Marcus, where you going? Angelina Community College. And they make you say it again. Where? I mean, Man, you heard what I said. And so, anyway, I get to Angelina Community College, and these folk taught me three things at this prestigious 2-year university. They taught me structure, they taught me organization, and they taught me presentation. Structure, organization, and presentation. And so after those 2 years were up, got my little associate's degree in fine arts theater. And those same schools that wanted me 2 years ago, they still want me now. They still wanted me. But at that time, I had been reading the book of Mike Jones. It's not in the Bible, but, if you know anything about hip hop, the book of Mike Jones, it just said, back then didn't want me, now I'm hot, all on me. And I had been reading, I've been meditating on those verses, those scriptures. And so I didn't want to go to those schools. I was actually going to this HBCU called Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. But my mom and my dad threw a monkey wrench and said, listen, if you come home and go to Texas Southern University, we will help you get a car. Now, I was going to Southern because I had a little boo up there. That was my little girl. You had to go up there, keep my eye on her. And I was on my way up there. But when my mom and my daddy said they would help me get a car, I knew with a car I could get another boo. Yeah. Won't he do it? And so I came home to Texas Southern University. Now I'm at TSU, and I'm coming to TSU with structure. I'm coming to TSU with organization. I'm coming to TSU with presentation. And so I ended up getting me a bachelor's and a master's, from Texas Southern University. And now I'm feeling smart. I'm feeling like a genius. The only reason why I don't have a PhD was because I felt like I had, overachieved. If you know where I came from, getting a master's, you're like, yeah, he doing too much. And so anyway, I get, when I graduate, because I'm thinking once I graduated from college that it was going to be jobs ready and available for me right there. I was under this misconception that as soon as you graduate, man, boom, all the companies you wanted to work for was going to be at the end of the stage. Hey, man, we ready to sign, we ready to sign you. And long story short, I went from the graduation line to the unemployment line. Yeah, and both them lines was long. My last name Wiley, so I was at the end. I wasn't in the honors. I wasn't sitting on the stage or nothing like that. I was like last at the graduation. So that was a long line. And then the unemployment line was long as well. And so, nevertheless, I remember my first job, fresh out of college, I was a teacher. I went back to my alma mater, my high school, Willow Ridge High. And I was a teacher there. And I ain't gonna lie, I didn't like it. It was something about the pay. That was the first thing. I mean, I'm just throwing it, if I could be honest. It was something about the pay at that time. Fort Bend, I don't know what they paying now, but HISD was paying more than Fort Bend, so I ain't like to pay at first. And then I didn't like the fact that, you couldn't put your hands on the kids. Like, listen, now, hold on, because I don't want y'all to judge me. I don't want y'all to judge. I've never had a fight in my life. I'm nonviolent. But when you are a teacher, there comes a time. There comes a time when you just want to, lay it, just tap them on the shoulder and say, look here, cuz you don't know who you're talking to, right now. And so, anyway, I had to get out. I had to get out of high school. They was a little too fast, and that's both the guys and the girls, and they were a little too fast. So I had to get out. I had to get out of high school, and I went to Persian Middle School. Yeah, I said, well, maybe let me go to the middle school because I knew I was never gonna do elementary. That was null and void. So I go to the middle school, and I ended up being written up more than the students. I stayed in the principal's office, and I work here. They keep calling me on the intercom. Mr. Wiley, would you please report? I'm like, why? Oh, yeah. Okay. Listen, I'm going to tell you the last time I got written up in the middle school, I'm going to tell you what happened. It was a guy in my class. His name Oscar. I hope you watch it. Yeah. Oscar, he was a little bad little dude. He was bad. I know a lot of times parents don't want to hear that your kid is bad. You want to call him active, and it's really actively bad. And so Oscar would come to class, he would act up. I had so much swag as a teacher, so much personality that I never had to write students up. I could just talk to them, check them, everything good. But Oscar was another animal. And so watch this. Oscar come to class, he disrupt class. And so first couple of times I tried to do some stuff. He played football. So I went to the coach. I said, Coach, Oscar play ball, right? He's acting up in my class. He said, oh, Mr. Wiley, I'm going to punish him. I said, no. Let me do it. Yeah, let me do it. So coach gave me the whistle, and I went out there, and in football do these things where you roll. You just keep blowing the whistle, and they just roll. I was just making roll the whole field. He go home, tell his mom. His mom come up to the school, talk to the principal. The principal tell me, you can't do that. I said, all right, cool. He said, just write him up. So I started writing him up. Oscar come back to my class, lick his tongue out at me. Nothing gonna happen. I said, wow, this boy's beating me. So finally, one day, it's like almost like God ordained this. Oscar get into a fight in my class. And listen, y'all gonna judge me right now, but he was fighting a guy named Ryan. Hey, Ryan. He was fighting a dude named Ryan. And Ryan was whooping Oscar. And the class was like, Mr. Wiley, what you gonna do? I was like, nothing. Everybody chill for a second. Let Ryan win. And so finally, I got Ryan, I pulled Ryan up off Oscar, broke it up, and then I said, as an adult, listen, you all don't need to be fighting. Okay, that's not becoming. That's not why we go to school. All right? Good job, Ryan. Good job. So I didn't write them up. Another demerit on me because the next day, Oscar mom comes to the school. Oscar got a lump on the back of his head. I know he do. And I didn't write him up, and that was a problem because I didn't report it. And they asked me why didn't I? Say because it was just a little scuffle. I didn't think it was, too much. So I kept it to myself. So my principal was like, oh, bro. So boom, that's another write-up for me. Well, here's the straw that broke the camel's back. After that incident, I told Oscar, listen. And y'all, I know, because I probably ain't going to ever come back to WorkFaith again. But listen, y'all, I was about 23, 24. I wouldn't say this today. But I must be real and tell you what I said back then. I told Oscar, I said, listen, you have beat me. You have beat me. I'm not going to lie. You win. I said, nobody loves you. Nobody. Your mama don't. The principal don't. I don't. You don't even love yourself. Yeah, partner. So listen, because you have won, this is what I'm going to give you. You don't have to come to my class ever again, and I'm going to give you a B. This is what I told him. You ain't never got to show up again, and I'm going to give you a B. He said, for real? I said, yeah. Cool. We shook hands. He went his way. I'm teaching class for about a month and a half. The day I bring his name up, I said, hey, class, where have y'all seen Oscar? They was like, yeah. He be in the library, during this time. I said, okay, cool. It wasn't 10 minutes later. At my door, the principal with Oscar. I come outside. I said, yeah, what's up? He said, did you tell Oscar he didn't have to come to your class and you was going to give him a B? I said, is that what he said? He said, yeah. I said, well, if he said it, then I must have said it. My fault for not giving us a fire escape, a plan just in case we got caught. That was on me. That was on me. But anyway, that was the last one, y'all. That day, they reassigned me to a warehouse. A warehouse. Yeah, a warehouse. Just no kids. I'm just at a warehouse with nothing to do. And then it dawned on me. I said, oh, they done fired me. I said, but I have a contract until June. I'll say, yeah. So, that was a good year for me. Well, not a year. That was a good maybe 5-6 months, because I didn't go to the warehouse anymore. Yeah. I ain't dumb. I know I'm fired. I know this means I'm fired. You're just trying to get it all out of me right now. But anyway, here it is, though. This is how it ended up for me. Y'all, I had a job. I ended up getting married. I got married because I feel like somebody, you're looking in here, and you're like, he's handsome. And I feel that, whew. And yeah, I'm married. And so I got married, and I had told my wife I had dreams before I met you. And so this is what I told my wife. I said, yeah, this is what I told her. I told her. Yeah, this is what I told her. Because, they say communication, I want you to be honest. I told my wife, I said, babe, I had dreams before I met you, because I married my college sweetheart, boom. So we got married early at 24. So I said, listen, I need to chase my dreams for about 5 years. Now, I ain't going to hold you in no prison, okay? Because I know some men will tell you, I'm chasing my dream. Come on, you're 51. I think the rap career is over. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. So I wasn't going to hold her hostage. I said, listen. I told her, listen, give me 5 years. She said, okay, cool. I said, now hold on. Because when I'm saying give me 5 years, I mean 5 years of no mouth. See, look how that changed right now. You should see the women in here. No mouth. Yes, no mouth. I told my wife, because there's going to be days when you're going to go to work and I'm going to be at home. And you're going to work all day and I'm going to be at home. And then you're going to come home and it's going to look like I ain't done nothing all day, and I haven't. And I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want, nothing. Let me put it, give me my 5 years. And y'all, believe it or not, my wife did it. That's why I'm still with her today. Because, yeah, she stood by, she supported me. And she supported me 5 years. She ain't give me no lip. But soon as that 5th year was up, when you gonna get a job? I mean, she ain't gonna win. So watch this here. So I worked at BET, I did some work at MTV, VHS, all of those type of stuff. I'm working, blah, blah, blah. Finally, I come home. When I come home, I ended up getting a job working on staff at a church. I thought working on staff at a church was going to get me closer to the Lord. I thought working on staff, I was going to be reading my Bible every day and just fasting and praying, beseeching the Lord, for each and every one of you here. But no. Working at the church is not for everybody. Watch this, it was not for everybody, and it was not for me. Here's the problem I had working at the church. Was I didn't like the greetings. They was fake to me. Every time. Hey, how you doing? Blessed. Hey, how you doing? Too blessed to be stressed. Brother, how you feel today? Too anointed to be disappointed. And I just wanted to come to work at church and tell the truth sometime. I just wanted to walk in. God knows. So why should I let you know? I just want to walk in sometime. Brother Marcus, how you feel today? Cursed. I feel cursed. Yeah. Me and my wife ain't equally yoked right now. And no, I don't want to pray. Let the devil have it. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. But watch this. I didn't like the fact when I worked at the church, I couldn't call in sick when I'm well. Oh, this is going to bless somebody. I feel it. Listen. See, when you work on a regular job, you could be just as healthy as all get out. And you can call them and say, hey, I don't feel good. Okay, I'm going to take a sick day. Okay? And they have no questions for you. Just, okay, if you got sick days there, it's no problem. But working for the church is like when you call in sick and you well, it's like you lying directly to the Lord. Don't nobody take a sick day to be sick. That's stupid. When I use a sick day, I'm in Miami. I'm in Vegas, That's a sick day. I go to work sick. People like, why don't you go home? I ain't gonna waste these days. I don't waste no sick day being sick. Yeah. So I just didn't like that. But anyway, it was at the church where I was able to find not only a job, but my purpose. So it was at the church that I was at working on staff, and we had an event where I was hosting. I'm hosting this event. That's what I do. Most churches have a little funny young man or a funny young woman that keep everybody in stitches, keep everybody laughing. And we was just doing it just to be doing it, for free. And then finally at the event, there was a young lady there who owned a coffee shop who was celebrating 1 year of existence at their business. And so she saw me just doing my thing at the church, and she says, "Hey, I want to book you as a comedian to do our 1 year event." Now, I told the lady I'm not a comedian because I was not. I'm not a comedian. But it let me know sometime other people will see stuff in you that you don't even see in yourself. And so she ended up convincing me, because after I kept trying to tell her no, I kept trying to block my blessing. Like, man, I'm not a comedian. It's not me. It ain't what I do. Blah, blah, blah. She say, "Well, I have $500. $500. At that time, working at this church, I'm making $1,200 a month. And she's going to pay me $500 Friday. Okay? I almost quit the church. I'm just telling you how I roll. I almost quit. So anyway, I said, "Well, ma'am, I will try it." I'm going to say that again. I will try it. Yeah, don't nothing beat a fail but a try. And so I tried it. I did it. And 3 days later, the cross. Look at that. Look how this is coming together. 3 days later, the lady calls me back and says, "The people loved you, and we want to do this once a month. And I'm going to pay you $750. I said, "What? $750? Now I'm making $1,250 a month at the church." So I did it, and the people just started packing it out. Now here is when people say, when you take one step, then God will take multiple steps, right? That's it's not in the Bible, but it makes sense. And so what ended up happening was, I went ahead, I started doing it. I'm doing it. Little coffee shop only seat about 100 people. We done moved up to about 3 shows on every third Friday. And then all of a sudden, a pastor comes in. One of these cool fly pastors. Yeah. Where I was a little too small for his taste. He walks in, he say, "Hey, brother, I like what you're doing here. But it's a little too small. I can't get my people in here. Do you think you can do this at my church?" I said, "I can." And he says, "How much do you charge?" Now, here's a very important part of this particular presentation, because I'm making $750. I'm packing out the place. He's there. People are there. But I'm still scared to tell him my worth. I was like, $750? And he looks at me and says, "That's all? Man, I'm going to double that." I said, "Thank you." So now I go do the show at his church. When I do it at his church, he got all his pastor friends there. And when I do it at his church, I do a good show, and all the pastors coming up to me like, "Yo, can you do this at my church?" I was like, "I can." And they were like, "Well, how much do you charge?" $1,500. I ain't dumb. Okay, just don't hold an SAT on me. I'm way past that. I know my worth, value, and everything now. And so that is what propelled me to being a comedian. So I'm now a comic, and I was out of town one time, and they had this, I was in DC, and they have this place called the ESPN Zone. Back in the day, it was a restaurant in DC that I would frequent when I was in the area. And I'm there, and as I'm sitting there, it's a guy at the bar, and he has a suit on with headphones and some type of little beat machine. And so, you know, I kept looking at him. I couldn't stop looking at the dude. I'm like, man, what the dude doing? So finally, I built up the courage. I go over there. I said, say, cuz, excuse me. Oh, what are you doing? He said, oh, I'm making beats. And I said, you making beats? He said, yeah, I want to be a producer. And I was like, oh, okay. I said, you want to be a producer? He said, yeah, I'm a lawyer, but I want to be a producer. And I said, what? He said, yeah, producing what I really want to do, but I'm glad I got my law degree because, you know, I'm able to look at them contracts and everything. But yeah, lawyer's just my day thing. This is what my passion at. So when he said that, it started a whole nother fire inside of me because I was like, where I'm from, Houston, at the time, I didn't know you could have multiple gigs. I just was under the assumption once you find your thing, you just do your thing. And when I met this guy, he showed me that I could be more than what I've become. It's still other levels that I can go to. And so nevertheless, I started like, well, what else can I do? You know, I'm doing comedy. It's going good. You know, it's changed up living. Me and the wife, we done moved out of the one bedroom. You know, you know, we can't stay mad at each other long in the one bedroom. You got to get over it quick. And so, you know, I saw this thing. I said, man, I want to be on the radio. That's what I said. I want to do radio. I said, yeah, I want to do this radio thing now. And so I didn't know how to do it, so I make a little air check. That's what they call a demo. I make a little air check. I take it to one of our local stations here in Houston. And watch this. The people didn't even want to hear it. I poured my heart and soul on this demo. People didn't even want to hear it. The lady told me, man, have you ever been in the radio before? I was like, no, but I graduated radio, TV, film. She was like, yeah, but something changed since then. Have you been on the station since? I was like, no, ma'am. She was like, well, yeah. I said, you ain't gonna listen to it? She was like, I said, wow. I'm mad. I'm mad at the station. I'm mad at the lady. And you know, I know this WorkFaith and everything, so I'm gonna try to be respectful, but I don't cuss, but I know how. Okay, you think you just talking to me in a kind of way. You know, like you the only one, you know, got some choice words to use. But anyway, so I went on, and I ain't gonna lie, I was mad. I was a little angry because I don't mind being turned down, but at least listen to my stuff. However, again, you know, I hate to keep dropping these little things in it, man, God know what you do. You know, regardless if the other people ain't paying attention, man, the Lord know. And so out the blue, I'm hosting a show that's honoring a gospel legend named Yolanda Adams. I'm hosting this show, and I'm doing my thing. And when I tell y'all, all I can remember about that night is nobody was laughing but Yolanda. And that's when I knew you don't need to make everybody laugh. You just need to make the right person laugh. And after that show, she came up to him. She said, man, you was hilarious. I said, thank you. Congratulations on your award. She said, no doubt. That was it. That was the whole interaction. Fast forward a couple of months later, she gets a show. Yolanda Adams' morning show is coming to Houston. And they had a comedian in mind, very popular comedian too. I mean, he's big time. And something happened with the contract. I like to say God blocked it. I mean, you know, other people say other stuff, but you know, that's what I said. God blocked it. And so they needed a comedian. And so they was talking about all these comics they was on audition. And Yolanda said, wait. I just saw this dude a couple of months ago who I believe is the fit for this. And Just so happened, her co-host at the time, he knew my number. They called me like 5 in the morning, early. It was a good call, though. I mean, this type of 5 in the morning call you want, normally it's death. Normally it's who died. But this time, it was life. And so they called me, and when they called me in, I auditioned, bang, got to be on the radio. So now it's comedy. We go from no job to now we comedy. Now we on the radio. Then I was like, man, you know what? I always wanted to be a professor. I thought I was going to be a professor once I ended my career, because all my professors, they were old. They had already been there, done that. And so they would be in class, ashy ankles and chapped lips, talking about back in the day. And, I was like, nah, I don't want to be that professor. I want to be young, smooth, cool professor. So I just go right up to Texas Southern University. And just so happened, one of my old professors is now the dean. This is why relationships are so important. One of my old professors, he's the dean. Now, watch this. I was a terrible student in his class. Terrible. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, he just passed me. Thank you. If you watching, thank you. But I wasn't a great student, but I'm always kind. I'm always, respectful, all that old type of stuff. And so I go up to him and I said, hey, man, I would love to take a crack at this teaching. And he said, boy, get out of my office. You ain't ready. I said, no, really. I done worked at BET. I done did some things. I'm traveling the country now. I think the students can really benefit, from what I'm gaining right now. Plus, I'm doing it right now. I'm not I did it. I'm trying to still do it. So he said, I'm going to test you out. I'm going to give you 2 classes. Adjunct is what they call these courses. These are the classes, number one, nobody wants, okay? Nobody wants these classes. He gave me 2 classes. First class was a Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Nobody wants that class. The students who in that class don't even want that class. And then he gave me a Thursday, 5:30 class. So I had those 2 classes. Just so happened, I'm in these classes, giving 100%, doing my thing. I'm coming in there with structure. I'm coming in there with organization. I'm coming in there with presentation. And I'm doing my thing. And when that semester was over, an older lady that was in my Saturday class goes to the dean and says, hey, that young boy that teach on Saturdays, y'all need to hire him full time. He the best teacher y'all got up here. Now, I don't even know this. I'm just telling you what my dean told me. She said, he the best teacher up here. See, I done been in all these classes. These other teachers, they be late, they unprepared, they da-da-da. She just talk. But that boy right there. So I walked in there, and he said, man, lady spoke highly of you, and we're going to offer you a job. Wow. And he gave me a job. And so... Okay, I'm sorry. And so I'm just saying all that to say, as I put this in a bubble, I'm saying all that to say, WorkFaith is now the conduit to all of you, me, everybody who is looking for work. WorkFaith is going to help you get the job. I researched. They've been in business for 14 years. They went around when I was looking for a job. Okay? So you lucky. Okay? They're around for, yeah. But they're going to help you get the job, right? Help you with your skill game. Help you with everything. Sharpening you up. And then when you get there, then it's on you now to blossom. It's on you now, to turn it up, or as the youngsters say, get it lit. It was crunk in my day. Now they say lit or something they say. I don't know all the little stupid things they say. But anyway, and so, don't take these opportunities for granted. There's a bunch of connections in here right now. As soon as I get off stage, I'm trying to see where my next check is coming from. I know it's in here. I feel it in my spirit. Well, my next check, I'm always saying, listen, I am performing for the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So yeah, the Bible says, don't get weary in well doing. Yeah. For sooner or later. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna reap. You're gonna reap. And so I got 5 minutes left. I'm looking at my time. I think they tricked me. I don't know. I thought they said I had how much time did I have? 45? I had 40? Okay, down. Normally that story is over right there. And really, since y'all already done paid me, I really could just leave. I mean, that's one thing I say about WorkFaith. They gave me a check early. I started not to show up. I was like, man, you don't never pay a black man all his money before he show up. I'm lying to call y'all and say, I got that thing. I mean, what? Don't you give me all my money? I feel like this is a free show. But nevertheless, nevertheless, with you all's permission, because I don't want to start any new material at this 4-minute mark, I want to say thank you for allowing me to be a part of this WorkFaith event. I appreciate it, and hopefully something was said that will help somebody along their journey. My name is Marcus D. Wiley. I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
As much as given, as much as tested. I can't stop until every nation getting the message. I'ma tell the story of my risen king. I mean, how can I not? He came for me to cover everything. I used to be the kid on the block, trying to fit in, looking for the kid I was not. The pace was fake, feeling like a fraud. I was caught between a half pipe fast.